If you want to know what separates a 5.0 player from a 3.5, don't watch the games, watch the practice. Because the shots that look effortless in a match, the soft reset under pressure, the third shot drop that just dies in the kitchen, the block that takes all the pace off a hard speed up, those shots don't show up by accident. They were built somewhere, in a specific drill repeated hundreds of times until the motion stopped being a conscious decision and became just what the body does. That's the gap. Not talent, not athleticism, practice, with a purpose that most recreational players never get to. The 6 drills in this video are the exact ones that elite players use to build the skills that make them look unbeatable. None of them require special equipment. None of them require a professional coach. They require a partner, a paddle, and the willingness to do the boring work that produces remarkable results. Copy these drills and copy the results. Let's go. 1. The cross-court dink rally. This is the foundational drill of elite pickleball. If you walked onto a court where 2 5.0 players were warming up and watched what they did for the first 10 minutes, this is it. 2 players, opposite kitchen corners, dinking cross-court to each other, back and forth, continuously. No attacks, no speed-ups, no breaks, just the dink cross-court over and over again. It sounds almost insultingly simple. It's not. This drill builds 3 things at the same time that you cannot get anywhere else. The first is touch, the ability to feel the ball on the paddle and know instinctively how much pace to put on it, how open the face needs to be, how much shoulder to use. Touch is not something you can think your way into. It lives in the hands, and it only comes from repetition, lots of it. The cross-court dink rally gives you those reps in the most specific, most game-relevant form possible. The second is patience. A dink rally has no natural endpoint. There's no winner after 5 balls or 10 balls. You have to keep going. And in keeping going, in resisting the urge to speed it up, to end it, to do something, you're training exactly the mental discipline that wins kitchen battles in games. The players who get itchy after 4 balls and speed up a dink that shouldn't be sped up have not done this drill enough. The third is consistency. Cross-court is the geometrically correct dink over the lowest part of the net, along the longest diagonal, to the most difficult corner to cover. If you can hit that dink reliably for 50 balls in a row, you have the foundation of the entire kitchen game. Do this drill until 50 in a row feels routine. Then try for 100. The number doesn't matter as much as the fact that you're building a dink you can trust under any conditions. 2. The third shot drop drill. If there is one shot in pickleball that changes your entire game when you master it, it's this one. The third shot drop, a hit from the baseline landing softly in the kitchen, is the key that unlocks the net on every single rally for the serving team. Without it, you're stuck at the baseline reacting. With it, you're advancing behind a ball that your opponents can't attack, arriving at the kitchen line with control of the point. The drill is simple. One player stands at the baseline. Their partner stands at the kitchen line and feeds them ball after ball from the other side, simulating a return of serve landing somewhere in the mid-court or baseline area. The baseline player's job is one thing: drop the ball softly into the kitchen. Not hard, not fast. Soft, arcing, landing just past the net and dying in the non-volley zone. Then do it again and again. What makes this drill work is the volume of reps on a single shot that most people only practice incidentally in games. In a game, you might hit 4 or 5 third shots in a full session. In this drill, you can hit 50 in 15 minutes, and each one is a chance to find the feeling of the shot, the arc, the pace, the trajectory, and repeat it until it becomes automatic. The target matters. Pick a specific zone in the kitchen, preferably deep cross-court toward the backhand, and try to land every ball in that zone. When you can do that consistently from a variety of feed depths and angles, the third shot drop stops being the hardest shot in your game and starts being a reliable tool you reach for on every single serve. And if you want to take your pickleball to the next level, check out the Pickleball Master Pack, a pack that includes the Elite Player Guide, a guide with technical and tactical tips, exclusive routines, and much more. The Become a PPA Tour Player Guide, where you'll learn how to become a pro pickleball player, a full 7 days fitness routine to take your fitness to the next level, and a prevention routine to prevent injuries and enhance recovery. This pack already helped hundreds of pickleball players. Get yours clicking the link in the description. Let's continue with the video. 3. The reset drill. This is the Drill that nobody wants to do and everybody needs. Because resetting, absorbing a hard, fast ball and returning it softly back into the kitchen is the skill that separates players who survive pressure from players who collapse under it. And it cannot be faked. You either have the hands for it or you don't. And the only way to get the hands for it is to train this exact scenario until it stops feeling like an emergency. One player stands at the kitchen line and fires aggressive shots, speed-ups, drives, anything with pace, at the other player who is positioned mid-court or at the kitchen. The receiving player's job is not to return the ball well, it's to return it softly, to absorb whatever pace is coming at them and send the ball back into the kitchen, low and controlled, with as little pace as possible. Not a counterattack, a reset. This drill is humbling at first. The ball comes fast, instinct says drive it back, and the reset goes wrong. It floats up, or it goes wide, or it goes into the net. That's fine. That's the point. You're training against your own instincts. You're building the response that doesn't come naturally, the soft hands under pressure, the paddle that absorbs instead of pushes, until it does come naturally, until fast balls stop feeling like emergencies and start feeling manageable. 5.0 players are not rattled by hard shots because they have done this drill hundreds of times. The hard ball is familiar to them. They've trained their hands and their brain to respond to it with softness rather than panic. Do this drill until you feel that familiarity too. It's in there. It just needs reps. 4. The skinny singles drill. This is the one that exposes everything. You cannot hide in skinny singles. Every weakness in your game shows up immediately with nowhere to run and no partner to cover for you. The setup is simple. 2 players play full points but only using half the court, either both playing on the even side or both on the odd side, hitting cross court. Same rules as regular pickleball, same kitchen, same scoring, same strategy, just half the width, and that half width changes everything. When the court is half as wide, every shot needs to be twice as precise. The margins shrink to the point where casual dinks and sloppy drives go out immediately. You cannot muscle your way through a point. You cannot rely on the opponent making an unforced error because the court punishes your errors first. Every ball has to be intentional. Every placement has to be considered. What this drill reveals is exactly where your game breaks down. If your backhand dink keeps going wide, it will go wide in every single rally because there's nowhere for the error to hide. If your reset isn't truly soft, it will sit up and get attacked immediately because there's no recovery room. Skinny singles is like playing under a magnifying glass. Everything is visible. And because it's visible, it's fixable. Play skinny singles regularly and 2 things happen. First, your shot precision improves in ways that ordinary play doesn't force. Second, when you go back to full court, the court feels enormous. The margins feel generous. The game feels genuinely easier because you've been training in a harder version of it. 5. The speed up and block drill. Fast hands are not a gift. They are a product of a specific kind of training that most recreational players never do. And the speed up and block drill is exactly that training. One player stands at the kitchen line and fires aggressive shots, cross body, at the shoulder, at the hip, wherever creates the most difficulty, at the other player who is also at the kitchen. The receiving player's job is to block every shot back, low and controlled, without flinching and without panicking, not to counterattack, to block, clean, soft, intentional blocks that take the pace off the ball and put it back into the kitchen. The player firing the shot should vary the pace, the angle, and the location. Make it unpredictable. Make it as close to a real game situation as possible. Because the point of this drill isn't to hit in a comfortable rhythm, it's to train the receiver's reaction time and hand speed under real conditions. What happens after enough reps of this drill is something you can feel clearly. The balls that used to jam you, that used to pop your paddle up, that used to make you flinch, they start to feel slower. Not because they got slower, because your brain and your hands have seen enough of them that the response is now wired in. You see the ball leave the paddle, your hands move, the block happens. No thought, no hesitation. Just the trained response doing its job. Elite players aren't rattled by fast balls. Now you know why, and now you know how to get there. 6. The serve and move drill. This drill is about one thing, the habit that recreational players skip on every single serve and that 5.0 players never miss. Moving to the kitchen line immediately after the serve. Here's how it works. One player serves deep to the backhand, the best serve they have, and the moment the ball leaves their paddle, they start moving, not jogging. Moving with intention toward the kitchen line. Their partner receives the return and plays it out. The serving player has to keep moving forward through the return, finding the right depth to split step when their partner makes contact, then continuing to the kitchen as quickly as the situation allows. The drill sounds simple. The habit it builds is not simple at all, because in real games, the impulse after serving is to stand and watch, to see where the return goes before you move, and every second you spend standing and watching is a second your opponents are using to control the net while you stand at the baseline hoping for a good ball. The serve is not the end of your job, it's the start of your move. Every single time. This drill makes that automatic. Hit the serve, move, hit the serve, move. Over and over until you physically cannot imagine serving and standing still because your legs have been trained to go the moment the paddle follows through. So there it is, the cross-court dink, rally for touch, patience, and the most reliable shot in the kitchen game. The third shot, drop drill to unlock the net on every rally. The reset drill to build the soft hands that survive pressure without panicking. Skinny singles to expose and fix every weakness with nowhere to hide. The speed up and block drill to build the fast, calm hands that elite players have. And the serve and move drill to make advancing to the kitchen automatic instead of optional. None of these drills are complicated. All of them work. The difference between a 3.5 and a 5.0 is not talent. It's how they practice. Copy the practice. Copy the results. If one of these is going straight into your next session, drop it in the comments. And if you want to keep seeing pickleball broken down the way it actually works, subscribe to the Pickleball Dude. See you in the next one.